Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you.
Good. So talk to me about where we are in your writing journal journey. That's what we talked about last time.
I actually started to try to do a notebook, and I found that it just worked out better for me to continue with the writing paper because the kids were going through and scribbling like half of the notebook in one sitting. So I like the structure of the writing paper for writing time, simply because it will be something they'll be using in kindergarten.
Sure.
And even though we do journals, I do it more like with poetry, and we'll illustrate the poetry.
Right.
But I would like to continue with the writing paper.
So let's think about, pivoting, right? It's what we do best. So we'll talk about how we can continue to support their independence, right? That was something that you said you were going to work on. How is that going? Right?
It's going
letting go.
Yes, it's going really well.
Right?
I'm not giving them any guidance as far as what they're drawing about, what they're writing about, and just kind of letting them go, and it's been a lot better.
So what differences have you seen in their writing?
Well, for one, they're not drawing hearts and rainbows anymore, which is nice because that's all we did for a while. But they're actually, I'm referring to them obviously as writers, and I think now all of them are feeling more confident and not reluctant to write. And I'm just kind of walking around and doing my little mini conferences with them, and then the others are listening as well, which you know happens.
Right. The power of positive peer pressure.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
And they're now getting a little bit more comfortable in stretching words, and I have a few that are actually trying to spell words and actually hear a few of the letters in a word.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see some of your writing examples or writing samples, because we're bringing those at our
Yes.
pull-out in a couple weeks. And
Yes.
I can't wait for you to share that with other teachers that are, as a part of their journey. I thought about in our last meeting or conference, we talked about resources. And then as I went around the district, I started looking, well, what are you using? What are you using? And what I noticed was a lot of people were leaning into their letter walls. But, with 82 campuses, 165 classrooms, everyone's looked very, very different, which is a good thing, right? We want that flexibility. But I also thought about how we could streamline that, maybe state some expectations, and so that everybody can use it maybe as a more resourceful tool. It also actually came out of my last coaching. We record these videos and we meet with other coaches and they give ideas, and Dallas ISD actually had a great resource that they were using on how to interact with their letter wall. So it's more than just a resource on the wall, it's something that they're interacting with. So we're exploring that too. So with that in mind, I was wondering if you would be interested in trying a different resource or helping me build a resource because of your bilingual background.
Sure.
We want to streamline the letter cards that we're using because some of them do long sounds instead of short sounds. Some of them, they don't have a bilingual, for example, for the Indian, and so I would need some support with that.
I can definitely get with, and I can get with Keno, and we can come up with something.
Perfect,
for
your
that.
language support teacher.
Yes.
So I'm thinking not only now are we taking what you're using in your classroom, but how could we build what we've learned in this process and roll it out district-wide. So I was wondering if we could maybe work on that.
Sure.
And maybe even use you to some degree in that professional development in August as an example of the journey, and then how you utilize this letter wall if we can build it up, right, in your classroom to support your writing. How do you feel about sharing your expertise and lessons learned with others?
I would be happy to do that, given that it goes well. I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
There's beauty when it doesn't go well.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
But let's tap into some additional district resources. Those language support teachers, we want to make sure we're in alignment with their messaging as well, and that gives us an opportunity to take what we're doing here and make it better.
I like that. I'm always willing to learn new things.
Okay,
Definitely.
fantastic. Well,
Yes.
let's look at some of your writing and see where it went.
And some of it, obviously, but the fact that we can draw people now, we're working on better drawings. I probably have one in here with actual writing. That's
They
the
see
one I'm
themselves
looking
as
for.
illustrators.
They do. They really do. Some do.
Yeah, that's okay.
Let me see.
This one actually included some,
Yes.
like some letters
Look
in
at
it.
this. See? Yeah.
So I see here lots of color, lots of detail.
Yes.
I see letter light.
Yes.
Does this have anything to do with their name, or
No.
are they just okay?
No.
So what would be your teach point here for this kiddo?
I obviously I didn't realize. I think this happened at the very end, and so what I would have done before is that I would have noted it down on a Post-it and not necessarily written on the paper.
Right.
To
What it
have-
meant to him.
To what it meant to him, because it's highly unlikely that I can go back now and they can remember that.
Okay.
My teach point, we're really doing a lot of drawing lessons, and our new pictures are more about not coloring realistic, like, you know, with the drawing lessons, and we use skin color, and we don't have to color over our whole picture because we want to, we're working on details. But with this, obviously, I dropped the ball because I should have actually written this down, and maybe I could have, at that point, maybe sounded some of the words out with them to where they might have heard a letter or two. That's where I've seen the greatest growth with my kids, as I sit and I sound things out, and they're able to see those letters and hear them, and I make such a big deal of it. It's very encouraging to them, and they really, really are excited.
I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you utilized the TV teacher Miss Marnie videos? Or
I don't have access to that.
Let me see if I can get you access.
I would really love that. I lost access to it, and anytime I log on with someone else's, I get kicked off.
Okay, so ECSC has the logins. Let me see if I can get that for you.
Okay.
That might be a really great large group lesson that would kind of tie some of this together and support what you're teaching individually, but then provide them that independent support too, where they see shapes as part of bigger picture.
And I know she has lessons on
she
shapes.
does,
Okay.
and then connect that to letter writing.
I would love that. I would really love that.
Fantastic.
But some of them are.
Details there. Do you have flesh colored?
Yeah,
you have multicultural crayons?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
We have a
So
storm here.
we're feeling blue that day.
That's okay. Well, thank you again, and I look forward to helping you select some artifacts to take with us to our PD and share with others. And then
Definitely.
let's have some deeper conversations about building. Oh, I'm so happy you guys
Yes,
did.
yes.
Look forward to building some resources that will not only help your classroom as a bilingual classroom, but also other classrooms around the district.
Excellent.
And really dive into that letter wall and make it a powerful tool as well.
Excellent.
Okay,
All right.
thank you.
Thank you for coming.